Theo, what do you take away from today's match here against Gotham?
I mean, Gotham's a really good team. Everybody knows that. It's hard to come to Red Bull and get a result. I think.
Recording in progress.
I think. We played a good game. We executed the game plan. I think pretty well. I think we had a really long week of training, and we had a lot of principles that we needed to implement coming off of a really tough loss at home. So I think the team played well. Obviously, the result didn't show for that. There's still little things that we have to tighten up here and there, but I think overall it's a good performance for us to be able to build off of.
Thank you for that. Theo, go ahead.
Hi, Diana. Unlucky today. Let's start with the goal. Great finish. Just walk me through like what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, just grateful to God every time I score a goal. That's my first and foremost. We've had these conversations before. But I think outstanding touch from JY. When I saw her take that touch by the person that was pressing her, I knew that we were in. Like that touch is a world-class touch. So I'm just really happy for her and the performance that she put in this game. Obviously coming off of not having too many minutes, I think she did a really great job, and that touch set up the play for the goal. And so great touch in. Andressa found herself in the pocket that we had been speaking about all week, and then Avery just doing what she does. She's been outstanding as a rookie and super helpful to our team, and I'll take her against anybody 1v1. So my bread and butter is to go back post, and when I saw her kind of cutting to go end line, I kind of just floated to the back post, and it was a little awkward. It wasn't my prettiest header, but I knew I had to get some pace behind it, so just grateful that it went in. I think it was a good team goal, and it was very much what we had practiced all week.
It's not easy to score against Anne-Catherine Berger, so I think it was a fantastic header.
Thank you.
We know you can score those headers, like you said, it's bread and butter, but they have been hard to find this season. Avery, had a fantastic game today. That connection was there, but maybe why do you think that it's been harder to get that consistency?
I just think we've had to be so defensive and playing with wingbacks. When the ball's weak side, they have to tuck in. And so when we do win the ball in transition, they're very deep. And I think something that we wanted to do this game was to just try and keep them a little bit higher up the field so that when we do win the ball back and we retain possession, they're able to kind of spring forward and get more into those positions, and not only get into those positions when they're on the ball, but also coming in on the weak side. Like I'm sure Meech was making a run right in behind me. And so, I think we need to find ourselves in those situations a little bit more often, just trying to get our wingbacks higher up the field so that we can create more opportunities and sustain possession higher up the field in and around their 18.
It was undoubtedly a very good defensive performance today for Gotham and Ricky. They really didn't have a chance between the 28th and the 93rd minute, almost like they were just completely shut out. How do you take the positives away from that? Obviously, at the forward, does that kind of drain your energy when you're defending for that long? Is it harder to keep focusing on the attack when you are putting in such good defensive display?
I think in the past it has. I think that's something that we've struggled with a little bit, is just having to defend so much that by the time we get the ball, we're too tired to go forward. I think that's definitely been a struggle for us. I feel like today the energy was really good. I think we were able to put in a really strong defensive performance and then also be pretty dangerous when we got a little bit higher up the field. Again, it's just a hard thing to balance because our structured and our organized defense starts with the forwards. I mean, we have to press, we have to get out to the ball, we have to keep the ball on one side. That's part of the job description too. As much as we want to just hang out and score goals, we have to put in the defensive work if we want to win the ball higher up the field. I think what helped us this game is that even though we are high pressing, when we did win the ball, we sustained possession a lot better. We weren't forcing balls in. We weren't trying to play people that weren't on. If we got end line and it wasn't on, we'd turn around and we keep the ball. I think that was something that we wanted to focus on, is if we are going to be defending for big chunks of the game, then we need to be able to sustain possession when we win the ball back. And so I think we did a better job of that today. You go high press, you win the ball, and if you can't transition immediately, just keep it, move the ball around, let them run a little bit, we catch our breath, and then we're able to go again.
Final question for me today. It felt like, Gotham are the reigning champs, but watching this game, you wouldn't know there was really anything between the two teams, especially in terms of edge, competition, physicality. I thought you matched them so well.
Mhm.
Especially Tarsiane, it felt like she was fully out there.
Mhm.
They didn't want anything to do with her.
Mhm.
Did you get maybe a bit of confidence from seeing Tarsi kind of bully the opposition? And it felt like everyone was kind of like, it just felt like the whole Houston team today really stood up and said, like, we are going to be in charge. Am I wrong in reading that? Was there kind of something there?
I think, well, first of all, like that's the beauty of the NWSL, right? We're last place in the league. We're playing the defending champions, and we put in a good performance, and we had a chance to take home a point at least for a large part of the game. So I think that's why we love playing in this league, is that we know that every time we step on the field, we have a chance to win the game, no matter what place we're in. I think Tarsi has been super consistent since she got here. She is just that. She is a bully, and she does it to me every day, all week in training. She's done it to me on the international stage, and she makes me better. And I just think our back line and Jane and our sixes have done such a good job defensively. I mean, they are so sound, and even though our results might not show for it, I think considering the circumstances, they do an incredible job. It's not just Tarsi, but she has a tall task. I mean, when we played Orlando a couple weeks ago, she probably gave Barbara Branda the best game that she's seen all season against any center back. And that's a very difficult thing to do. Again, today, playing against Esther, like, that's not an easy task. And they were getting at it. They were getting very physical, and I think she held her own very well. So, yeah, I mean, when our teammates are putting their body on the line and they're making plays and they're very passionate about the game, that is very infectious, and it passes on. To see the energy, to see people pressing, to see people slide tackling, making saves, and just putting it all out there for the team, that's what we want to do every time. That's what, when people watch the Houston Dash, that's what we want them to see, is that we're going to be taking care of each other, having each other's backs, rotating for each other, covering each other's positions. If we're out of position, that's just the type of team that we want to be. So I think today was a good display of that. And as we continue to do that, everybody on the field just kind of feeds off of it.
Yeah, absolutely did that today. Thanks so much for your time, Dee. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for jumping on. We'll have this in additional